Hello, and welcome to another Sign Enhancers Incorporated American Sign Language video course lesson. Wow, I am impressed. In spite of all the pain Scott is having, he is still polite, saying thank you. Whoa, he's good. If I were in his place, I'd be complaining and very grouchy. Remember, the Bravo family went to the park to have fun. Scott was playing with the dog, tossing a frisbee which the dog retrieved. Then by accident, the frisbee got stuck in a tree. Remember what happened? Well, to help you, we'll show it again. Watch. We are here at the hospital. Scott was brought here because of an injury to his ankle. We don't know whether it was twisted, sprained, or broke. But we will know after the doctor examines the ankle and finds what exactly the injury is. In today's video lesson, we will be focusing on signs relating to medicine. You will be learning medical signs. And I have a few I want to show you right now. Hospital. Doctor. Nurse. Emergency. Take care of. Hurt or pain. All right, or rights. Communicate. Wait. Interpret. Interpreter. Hold or hug. Now, when an emergency occurs, communication is required. It is imperative. If you were a deaf person at the hospital, how would you understand the many questions asked during an emergency? Well, now, as the Bravos enter the hospital, let's join them. We'll come back here a little later, okay?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bravo. This is my husband, Dennis. We've brought our son, Scott, fell out of a tree and hurt his ankle.
Ooh, is he deaf?
Yes, my son is deaf, and so are my husband and my daughter.
Okay. We've got some forms we're going to need you to fill out, and we'll need to know about your insurance coverage.
My son needs the best medical care possible. It's real important that my son and I are involved in the communication completely and understand clearly what's going on. The hospital is legally required to hire an interpreter. Do you have a list of names of certified interpreters? Do you need phone numbers? We have phone numbers if you need them.
Okay, why don't you just go and wait in the waiting room, and I'll make some phone calls.
Good for them. The Bravos know their rights. Even though Scott is suffering, they are able to require that their rights be fulfilled. That's great. And at the same time, they're educating others about those rights. It is very difficult for an injured deaf person to act as an advocate for themselves in a time of crisis. Many hospitals have no knowledge of their responsibility as dictated by federal law. In the past, deaf people were frustrated trying to fulfill their medical needs because they could not communicate clearly with the doctor, and the doctors were frustrated as they could not explain the diagnosis and treatment. Today, this has improved, but we still have a long way to go. By studying these tapes and learning about American Sign Language and deaf culture, you are helping to bridge the communication gap between the deaf and hearing communities. Now, let's go back and see what's happening to the Bravo family. Let's watch, okay?
Good news. We have an emergency phone number for interpreters on call, and I've called that phone number, and they will send someone as soon as possible. So would you like to wait or go ahead with the paperwork and be seen by a doctor now?
Okay, we've made a decision. Scott's in a lot of pain, so we need a doctor right away. We're going to go ahead. We hope that the interpreter will come soon. We'd rather not be waiting. Jennifer's going to hold Scott. She can't interpret at the same time, but we'll go ahead and do the best we can. I'll fill out the paperwork.
Hi again. While the Bravo family is waiting for the doctor, let's go ahead and learn some more new signs relating to the medical experience. And we will learn these signs by observing a doctor who is very handsome and brilliant as he meets with his patients. Watch his interaction carefully and you will learn more new signs. Oh, here's the doctor. As I told you, the doctor is very handsome and brilliant. Watch him and you'll learn more new signs. Now, there is a long line of sick and injured people. I need to get to work and begin my examinations. I'll see you later. Bye. Good luck. Did you see that? This is the sign for nausea. And this sign is pretty obvious. It requires no explanation. This patient could have the flu, or maybe it was something he ate. I think I should check his temperature. Wouldn't you agree? Did you see that? It's pretty cool. One of the advantages of sign language is you can talk with a thermometer in your mouth. That's great. Well, why don't you check up on the Bravo family, and I'll take care of my patient. Green hamburger. Yuck. Now I'm nauseated. Wow, Dad's face is really animated. And now I'd like to give you a quick grammatical note. Okay? Today's grammatical note will focus on facial expression. As you've probably noticed, a lot of information is given through facial expression in American Sign Language. For example, Dad, as you observed, demonstrated this when he signed filling out forms. It was obvious that he doesn't like filling out all the forms. This is how he showed it. Paper, paper, right, right. I can sign the same sentence, but change the meaning by changing my facial expression. Like this. Happily filling out forms. A different meaning, you see? Well, here's another example. Seriously filling out forms. 3 different meanings, and the meaning was changed through facial expression. The signs themselves were the same. Facial expressions are often the adjective involved in the message. For example, I can give 3 different meanings with one sign. For example, we'll take the sign for headache. A small headache. A mild headache. A terrible headache. Your facial expression changes the meaning and is a natural part of the language. As you continue to watch this tape, pay special attention to the facial expressions and see if you can pick out the information given through facial clues. If you sign with a deadpan expression like this, it's just like listening to a machine, a robot, or a computer speaking. All monotone. You cannot sign without expression. You must use your face and give that additional information. Okay, now let's go back to the hospital and see how our story is progressing, okay?
I'm Dr. Stringham. Are you Scott?
Yep.
Oh, are you deaf?
Yeah.
Are you going to interpret?
My husband, my daughter, and my son are all deaf. I'll be interpreting until the interpreter that the hospital called arrives.
Oh, good. What happened, Scott?
I'm a little bit clumsy. I fell out of a tree.
Well, I might not say you were clumsy. I might say you were doing some experiments on gravity.
What does that mean? Gravity?
Gravity? Well, that means what goes up must come down. Well, now I'm going to examine you. Can you wiggle your toes? Good. Now, tell me if it hurts. Does that hurt? You
Little
say little, but your face looks like a lot. Well, I don't really think it's broken. I think it's just sprained. But we'll have to take some x-rays just to be sure.
Mrs. Bravo, the interpreter's here. Should I send it back?
Yes, please.
Now, while Scott goes to get his ankle x-rayed, I want to teach you some more new signs, okay? Sick. Feel. How? Medicine. Sneeze. Cold. Cough.
sore throat.
Hill. Temperature.
Scott, these are your x-rays.
Is it broken?
No, it's not broken, but you certainly have a good sprain.
Dad and Anna, they're in the waiting room. I'm going to go to them.
Well, we treat sprains with rice.
Rice? What's that mean?
Capital R for rest, capital I for ice, capital C for compression, capital E for elevation. This ACE wrap is compression. When I hold your leg up like this, it's elevation. The next important thing is I'm going to get you some crutches, and that will be rest. And be sure, no more experiments with gravity.
Scott was very lucky. He could have really hurt himself falling out of that tree. And the Bravo family was also very fortunate because the hospital was knowledgeable about and sensitive to their communication needs. Today, more and more medical services are becoming accessible to the deaf community. And this is happening because of deaf people's activism in gaining their rights, because of state and federal legislation, and because of people like you who are learning to interact with the deaf community. And that's great. Now, what shall I do now? Oh, yeah. I have one more patient I must see. Huh. Yeah. Well, Anna told Scott she would not be doing all the work, which disappointed him, huh? Oh, are you disappointed about learning medical signs? Nah. Let's review all those signs we recently learned, okay? Let's do it now. Hospital. This sign follows the shape of a medical symbol. On the shoulder, hospital. Doctor. Well, a doctor feels a patient's pulse. Boom, 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 boom. So we sign doctor. Nurse. It's the same idea as doctor, but we use the N handshake. Nurse. Emergency. Well, suppose you are driving and there are flashing lights of an ambulance carrying an injured person. You see those lights. It's an emergency. Take care. This sign actually comes from the sign meaning careful, and you're directing that care to another person. Take care. Hurt or pain. This is like wringing something out. A painful twist in opposite directions. It hurts. Rights. This is a symbolic representation of the concept. Ah, your facial expression is very important to this sign. Communication. Well, you have two people speaking back and forth to each other. Thus, the sign for communication. Interpret. You have words or signs, and you want to change the specific words and express them in a different way, expressing the same meaning in a different communication mode. One to the other. Interpret. Interpreter. Well, I just explained the sign for interpret. We add this, which means an agent or person, meaning a person who interprets. Interpreter. hug, or hold. Oh, this is clear. In life, when you hug or hold a person, you do it like this. Understand. You know, it's like the light bulb which goes on when you get it. Understand. Wait. This sign mimics the body's posture and behavior when you're waiting. Wait. Feel. This is like touching something to see how it feels. Well, you're touching the heart. Yes. Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? Feel. Sick. This is like the recent explanation for feel. How do you feel in your stomach and your head? Is your head not okay? Your stomach doesn't feel so good? Oh, and your facial expression must reflect the feeling sick. Stomach. This sign shows where the stomach is. Location, stomach. Nausea. Oh, your stomach is not so good. It's churning and very uncomfortable. Nausea. Throw up. I don't think I need to explain this one. It's pretty clear. Temperature. This sign reflects the mercury rising when it's hot and falling when it's cold. Temperature. Insurance. This is a symbolic representation for insurance. Insurance. Swollen. This is clear. You've hurt yourself and it swells. Oh, and this sign should occur where the swelling is occurring. Throb. Well, this reflects what you feel, what's happening. And your facial expression should reflect the throbbing. Oh. Awkward or clumsy. This is like the clumsy way a duck walks. Or it could be walking with a few toes missing. Broke. Well, that's pretty clear. Something has been broken. Broke. Sprain. Take, for example, the joint in your knee. The joint slips, and that's a sprain. Twist. It's the same idea. The joint is twisted. Twist. Medicine. This sign refers to the mortar and pestle used in grinding medications into powder. This reflects that action. Medicine. Sneeze. Obviously, showing what most people do when they sneeze. Cold. It's like that tissue you use to blow your nose again and again and again when you have a cold. Cough. This sign reflects what really happens when you cough. Cough. Pill. I've already shown you medicine. Now we take some, swallowing a pill. Or it's this, if it's liquid. Throat. This is similar to the sign for stomach. It indicates where the throat is. Throat. Sore throat. Ah, the facial expression with this sign conveys that it hurts. Sore throat. Shot. This exemplifies how we get shots. Oh, there is another sign, this. This shows the plunger pushing the medication. You can use either sign. X-ray. You can fingerspell this as well. X-ray. Bandage. Obviously, this sign depicts wrapping an injury with a bandage. Pregnant. Obviously, this is what a pregnant woman looks like with a baby inside. Pregnant. Tease. Tease. Oh, it's like, a dig. Ow! Well, you hook the finger and it's softer. It's funny. Oh, your facial expression is very important as well. Once, a man named Dave, with this name sign, did not feel good. He did not sleep well. His head hurt. He took a pill and went to sleep. He woke up feeling nauseous and ran to the bathroom to throw up. He was coughing and feeling badly. He had a sore throat, and he knew he needed to see a doctor. So he went to the hospital and sat there waiting and filling out forms, putting down his insurance card number, and waiting, and coughing, and sneezing. After a long wait, the doctor arrived, and the doctor asked, "Where does it hurt?" And Dave said, "I have a headache a sore throat, my stomach hurts. Can you give me some medicine?" And the doctor said, "I'm not going to give you any medicine. You need water, juice, and plenty of sleep." Dave said, "My mother told me the same thing. She's a better doctor than you." That's it.